Yep, yep. So, Albert Einstein actually had a quote on this issue. He said, "Every day I remind myself that my inner and outer lives are based on the labors of other men, living and dead, and that I must exert myself in order to give them the same measures as I receive and still receiving. And we are constructs of humanity, of our society. And I think there's two things that are really important here. That we're given the right to live by our parents. We're given the right to progress through society. And it comes down to like my kind of perception on that terminology takes a village to raise a child. And I'm not exactly sure what the real meaning is, or if my meaning is the real meaning, but I always considered it like it takes a village to raise a child because two people can't just raise a child to understand and grow through society. That there has to be a certain society that has set rules, or not just set ideas and set perceptions and understandings and certain ways of figuring and thinking things out to understand their connection with other people. So it takes a village to raise a child, meaning it takes a huge amount of group of people, huge social group of people to actually come to any real level of change and benefit to actually help a child grow and learn to the point to which they're actually an acceptable or understand no, not even acceptable, an understandable person. And it's true. It is true. I mean, you can listen to me talk and you watch some of my videos. You look at hear some of my grammar. It's really it sounds like it's off a lot, and I may sound stupid to a lot of people, but I'm the exact opposite of that. Like I've dealt with and I deal with topics that I can huge freaking ideas, huge topics, and I just beat them down to the point that there's like this freaking big. Like power, this is I don't know. I'll just say it like this: power is the inequality within the system. That's just the way you can define power, and that's what power is. But why am I trying to prove myself on the fucking internet? Um, I'm actually it's just because of the fact that coming to a level of acceptability and a level of understanding of myself has been hard. And I'm not one of the normal people out there, because there's two types of people I think that come to a level of social acceptance within society. The people who people who grow through society and people who grow through understanding society. Now, I'm one of the people that grew through understanding society, but the people who grow through society are people who are generally accepted by the world around them. They're popular kids, or kids that have a certain level of normality. There's certain kids that really don't have to work at trying to fit in or have to work at trying to be this or that. They just are. Me, I was a kid that was freaking weird pretty much my whole life. I mean, I'm still weird, but I know how to, interact with certain people. I know how to interact. At times, just my level of detachment kind of gets me because I've been through a lot of stuff recently, so I'm kind of detached in various ways, and that's not positive, but it's something that's true and is. So I had to deal with it. But I am to the point. I to the point that I've been detached before, and I reattach myself. I'm not sure if that's an actual phrase, but after I reattach myself, I detach myself again like a fucking idiot. And now some fucked up shit happened to me. I'm even more detached. Uh-huh. I don't really want to make this video about me. Um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, our social contract, and I disagree to a certain degree that there isn't something that's inherently us, because I think there is. It's just what is inherently us is like what we value, how we see the world, what is our perception on so many other different topics. It's this constant search. What you strive for, I think, is more you than anything. What you try to how you try to progress through time is what and who you are. I think to a lot of it, to a huge degree. So if you search for knowledge and understanding and truth, so on and so forth, I think that's a positive aspect of who a person really is. Or yeah, it's a positive aspect of who a person is, like positive, like plus, you know. But yeah, yeah. So it's a positive aspect of who we are, how we are, and I think that you are right to a certain degree that we are socially constructed actually, and that's through other people affecting and affecting us, affecting us, and us growing through and into a society that has already had a certain level of growth through itself. Like it's already been here. It was here before we were here. So we have to come to a level of understanding what our position in this world is, or a country, or a culture is, so on and so forth. But yeah, yeah. I think I should elaborate on the point that I was making, that people have grown through society and people have grown through understanding society. Again, people have grown through society are the popular kids. They're already normalized. These are kids that are pretty much These are the kids that pretty much make fun of the weird kid, and the weird kid is the kid that generally, if they come to the point of actually being able to understand their own position and getting go for their own fucking pain, that they actually come to a higher level, a higher understanding of the world around them. And the way that they do this is pretty much come to the point in which they say, this is just how motherfuckers act. And they just do this in groups, you know? This is just how that fucking shit works. And I'm different because of the fact that I don't see and I don't interact like that. And probably because of the fact that they, you know, chastised me and, you know, excluded me, that I've actually came to the point in the position that I could say, well, you guys are kind of fucking assholes and you do pretty much the exact same thing. And you guys have a certain amount of characters that are kind of, you know, basic and simple. And this and that and the other. But is, you know what? Quick story, and that's really what it is. It's understanding people through your own position, and you know, so the outside looking in rather than the inside looking out. Because most people understand themselves from being inside looking out, from their own subjective perspective. And you know, the people who look from the outside in, look at the, you know, outside on the sidewalk. You know, they're feeling all the weather. They're feeling like every bad social understanding out there. They feel the winter, they feel the rain, they feel the heat. You know, they feel the spring, they feel all of it. They wind, you know, we feel the weather, the people who are outside looking in, because of the fact that we're literally, we're pushed outside, you know? So we kind of have to be forced to do that. And it makes better people. It really does. And I think that if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for all the normal kids, that certain better people would not be able to come about. And it's, how can I say better? I don't want to say better like these people are worse. I mean, you can't have one without the other. So I think people like Einstein, for instance, you know, Einstein thought he was, you know, he was a loner. Einstein was a huge freaking loner. And if it wasn't for these people chastising him and excluding him, who knows what Einstein would be? You know, who knows if Einstein would have been Einstein if it wasn't for all of this? Who knows if I never mind. I'll just leave it at that. So our society kind of grows, and it's kind of like it tries to do this, you know, to a certain degree. It tries to have these good people, and even I, you know, saw myself back in high school as being like that. I used to have the saying that, you know, if the grass is green on the other side, I was born and raised on the sidewalk. Meaning, yeah, you know what? I see you guys arguing over this stupid shit. Why the fuck does this shit matter? You know, like it's you know, there's a little more grass and it's a little greener over here, but really, it's pretty much the exact same fucking thing. Why don't you guys move on and help some people? But you know, that was just me back in my teen years. But yeah, which was like 4 years ago. Yeah. Well, what am I gonna end on? Einstein, thoughts, detachment, social detachment. I guess I could end on detachment. Um, the other problem is that when you have a person that's chastised and excluded like that, you can have a person that comes to a certain level of detachment from their own pain and suffering, from their social understanding. So they socially detach themselves to the point to which they actually don't have to consciously be a part of any. Well, how can I put this? Right now, I'm conscious, but I'm not conscientious to the fullest degree. I'm not completely conscientious of every action that I take, every understanding that I have. I'm detached a little bit right now. I'll just say it. It's not a good thing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you can ask me. I'll answer any question you have about it. But yeah. But what was I gonna say? Conscientious detachment. Oh yeah, I think it's a big problem that the people that have got chastised that actually haven't had the ability to actually grow and understand and actually see through their own perspective and see through their own understanding, to actually understand that they are very much so benefited by being chastised and being excluded, and actually came to their own self understanding. The people who have yet to come to the understanding that they are better off for being chastised because of the fact that they can gain a higher position or higher point of understanding and relation than these kids who are just relating on the basic level of normality. Like, you know what we have in common? We're both normal. High five, bro. I know, high five. And the other kids, they don't realize, you know, they're actually kind of lucky because of the fact that since they are excluded and chastised, so on and so forth, that they have the ability to understand all this other bullshit that's around us. And there is a lot of bullshit around us. It's just that most people have a hard time really being able to understand and see it. George Carlin, you know, is right. The world's there's a lot of bullshit that needs to be identified and avoided. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't see it. And unfortunately, most of the bullshit comes from the normal people. because they can accept stupid fucking bullshit because of the fact that, you know, it's normal. It's like, I think I want to end this video. I'll just end it on this. And if you guys have any more questions about this, feel free to ask me about anything. Rate, comment, subscribe if you can. Thumbs up, please. Please, please. If you like the video. But there's something I call realms. And I actually came to this insight when I was doing mushrooms, actually, shrooms. I was booming. And what happened was I came to this level that people will generally look to have a certain social connection with the people around them at their general vicinity to actually come to a deeper understanding. A lot of people get ostracized because of this. And the way that I realized it was I had two friends. Two friends and me were going to do shrooms, so 3 people. And what happened was 2 of my friends got off or skipped class early to get the shrooms. Now, I was the dude that was going to get the shrooms, so if it wasn't for me, they wouldn't have had any shrooms. So I kind of was like, okay, cool. And I'm going to be my 2 other friends were going to trip together. What eventually happened, they took the shroom before I did, and they just left me a little bit. You know, they ate like half my bag, and yeah, so that was the thing. And then I ate mine, and I started tripping, so on and so forth. But after I started tripping, they had already been on their trip. And they constantly were just talking to each other about how they were tripping and like, oh, yeah, dude. Like, they were talking about how their trip was, and they were completely excluding me from my trip. And it breaks down to this. The realms to which we live in. People who have cars, that's one realm. People live in a certain state, that's another realm. People who like football, that's another realm. And a person who likes basketball, that's another realm. Let's say you got 3 people. 2 people like basketball, 1 person likes football, and there's a football and a basketball game on. Now, the 2 people who like basketball automatically are going to have a certain connection about agreements, and they're going to agree with each other more often than not. Even if they disagree with the person in general, they'll look for a reason to agree with them because of the fact they want to be against this one person that says, I like football. So this realm right now is already going to have a certain connection that is going to say the argument, the one person will never win. Can't ever win it because of the fact that after the certain realm has came about, it's hard to break it. That you can break it by pretty much saying, you know, well, I think hockey's stupid, and then maybe one person breaks off, and they're like, oh yeah, well, we can all agree that, you know, hockey's stupid, so on and so forth. But generally, if it's just a conversation about what we should watch, either, you know, football or basketball. Hold on. Football and basketball, it's gonna... No, but... football and basketball, it's going to be basketball. They're going to watch basketball because of that certain realm. And that's why you may be wondering, why am I saying this? What importance does this have? It has the hugest level of importance over every action, over everything that you think. Atheism is a huge freaking realm, gigantic realm. And this is how we all interact. We're constantly moving in and out of realms, touching on other realms, connecting with other realms. And this is actually the basis of our social understanding, our social connection, are these realms. That's the only thing, you know, social connection are these freaking realms and how well you can interact and change within them. I can't believe I just said that. I usually don't say anything this deep or this real, but I don't know. I don't want, because I don't got a lot of viewers and shit, so I don't want to be out here giving away like secrets to life and shit, and people underestimating me or taking them and stealing them. I'm scared of that. But anyways, good video, TJ. Yeah, I'd like to get in contact with you. I don't know, some point in time if you actually watch this video. Anyways, deuces. Have a good one, and yeah, good video. And Einstein's on your path. You, me, and Einstein all agree. All right,